Hello everyone, another day, another Masters 25 draft. I'm trying to draft a bunch of this while I'm on spring break basically, and my committee's looking at my dissertation. I defend on April 4th, but until then, I'm not doing a whole lot. And as a result, I'm getting to play some more Magic than I normally would get to and getting to make more content for you guys. And that means, and it lines up really well with Masters 25, which is great. So I do like Izzet Chemister here. It is really fun to set up and try to build a spells deck. The only problem is, there aren't other spell payoffs. It's definitely a build around kind of card. But I think it's probably what we take. It's not like there's any premium removal here. Urbis Protector is good. Hordling Outburst is pretty powerful. But I think I like the Chemister the most. It can do some crazy things. It can also just get killed and not do a whole lot, but its fail case is still a 3-mana 1/3 with haste, which isn't exactly horrible. It's not great, but it's not horrible. So I think we take it here. Fun card. Okay. So no removal here either. I mean, this figure, maybe we take this figure. Yeah, that probably is what we take out of this pack. Works with Izzet Chemister. Dauntless Cathar is good. Zombify can do some things. Perilous Murs, not bad. Presence of Gond is nice if you can get some combos together, but otherwise I don't really like it. So yeah, I think I'll just take a Disfigure here. Kills all the morphs before they can unmorph, theoretically. And that's pretty good. Okay. So we have both of the good sacrifice creatures in black. I think I like Fallen Angel a little more. We also have Horseshoe Crab, which combos with things like Presence of Gond, which you saw in my first draft video. I think I'm kind of leaning towards taking Fallen Angel. If we can get enough of these sacrifice things, we can start taking cards that steal our opponent's stuff, and that's when things can get really good. Works well with Izzet Chemister too, because it can recast them from our graveyard. I mean, Elvish Aberration's not bad, but I really like Fallen Angel. It can just be lethal out of nowhere. There's other combos you can do with it too, in addition to stealing your opponent's stuff, but I'll take Fallen Angel. Okay. Skeletonize is sort of the signpost common for this color pair. It's fine. It's definitely not premium removal, though. Question is, are we going to end up in this color pair? We've seen a few Relentless Rats going around. Nicol Bolas is definitely cool, but I don't think we really want it. We could take something like Cultivate. Humble Defector is pretty good if in conjunction with like Fallen Angel, because we get to draw the cards and then the Fallen Angel can just eat it, so our opponent never gains control of it. Do I want Skeletonize more? I mean, it does work better with Izzet Chemister, certainly. And yeah, I think I'll take it. See if we can stick to black-red here. Okay, another Skeletonize. Also a Hordling Outburst, though. Another spell for our Chemister. Also works well with Fallen Angel, so I think that's enough for me to want to take it. Skeletonize is good, but I think Hordling Outburst is better. And we could probably wheel some Skeletonizes. Ooh, I do like Ire Shaman. It is a downshifted card that was once rare, and it's pretty strong. I mean, it's a nice little beater early, and it can, basically draws you a card. So I think that's what we take. Mages of the Wheel could be fun with Izzet Chemister, potentially. Unearth is a thing. Does get back our Chemister, but I don't think that's enough of a reason to take it. I think I'll take Ire Shaman here and stick it in the 3 slot because of its morph. You can play it face up, but there's usually not a good reason to do so. Okay, so here's another Phyrexian Ghoul. Here's a Skeletonize. Oh, not another, a first Phyrexian Ghoul. I think we take the Ghoul. We have a few ways of making tokens, mostly Hordling Outburst. This only makes 1 token. And Skeletonize is removal, but it's not great removal. I think I take the Ghoul. This could mean red-green is open, by the way, so we could think about taking it. Because Ember Weaver is pretty sweet if you have a red-green deck, but I think I'm going to take the Ghoul. Another Ghoul. Interesting thing is we haven't really seen... This is a Phantom draft, by the way. That's why Rugged Prairie's still here. We haven't really seen the steel cards, which is weird because we're seeing the sacrifice creatures. Nobody else is going to want the cards that steal our opponent's stuff as much as we are. So I think I take another Ghoul. And we're going to be happy to take anything that helps us go wide or, yeah. So Caustic Tar, you know, it's kind of an interesting win condition, but I think I'd rather just take a Dark Ritual. Let somebody else have the Tar. Probably Perilous Myr here. We could take like Relentless Rats or Primal Clay, but I think we probably play Perilous Myr. It's a nice thing to sacrifice to our stuff. Has value when it dies, so that's nice. That's a pretty late Elvish Aberration and a pretty late Krosan Colossus. Or maybe I should just take Frenzied Goblin, but yeah, I probably should. I mean, it's a good enough card. Probably don't end up playing Dark Ritual unless we end up with some sweet things to do with an early Dark Ritual. I mean, turn 1 Phyrexian Ghoul isn't bad, but it's not great. So we're in 2 of these colors. So I guess we'll take Nicol Bolas. I don't think we'll be able to play him, but yeah, this is an okay 2-drop. It's nothing special and probably not going to be great in our deck, but I guess Izzet Chemister with Dark Ritual could be fun. Another one. Probably don't play either. Another Fallen Angel. Another Skeletonized Pyroclasm. Interesting. So, you know, if we wanted to be more aggressive, Urg Raiders is a good place to go. So there's also another Hordling Outburst, but I think once I have Fallen Angel, I have 2 creatures who can eat my creatures, and we can really start prioritizing more things like Hordling Outburst, perhaps. Pyroclasm is great, and we could definitely think about it. We're not playing Trumpet Blast, I don't think, in this deck. It kills a lot of our stuff right now, but our ghouls can eat our other stuff to survive. But yeah, I think I'd take another Fallen Angel and see if we can really push this sacrifice deck. So there's an Act of Treason. Is there premium removal in this pack that I should take over an Act of Treason when I have 4 sacrifice cards? This is also not bad if we have sacrifice. I think we probably take Act of Treason. Myriad Landscape could theoretically help us splash Nicol Bolas, but I don't think we want to. I think I'll take Act of Treason here. Yeah. Humble Defector is also pretty good in this deck, but I think having a few ways of stealing our opponent's stuff and just killing it is... Sacrificing it, that is great. Wow, Jace the Mind Sculptor got past 2 spots. He's pretty strong in Limited, I'd say. That's pretty crazy. Not going to work out for us, unfortunately. So do we want... I don't think we want like the super aggressive creature. I think we want either Dusk Legion Zealot or Mesmeric Fiend. One draws us a card, one disrupts our opponent. Both are pretty good 2-drops. This one's not so good to sacrifice, and maybe that's enough to push me to the Zealot instead. Yeah. The Zealot's nice because it does what it does, and then you can sacrifice it and not really be concerned. Okay, Hordling Outburst is probably what we take here. Yeah, over like Bloodhunter Bat, Phalanx, and Horror of the Broken Lands. Death's Head Buzzard again, too. Kind of Nombo with our Hordling Outburst if we have Death's Head Buzzard, so... I wouldn't mind more removal, but... also wouldn't mind more ways to steal my opponent's stuff. So Eidolon of the Great Revel is... interesting. It's hard to cast consistently on turn 2. I think for us it's down between Chartooth Cougar or Skirk Commando. This is nice because it can fetch us a mountain when we need it, and then in the late game it can just be a beater. Skirk Commando is kind of nice. It can become removal if you if you're able to sneak it in for damage. So the question is, which do I want? I kind of feel like the Cougar's probably better. Ooh. Looks like our colors are getting cut pretty hard at this point. Returned Phalanx isn't the worst if you can't play the blue. It's a nice defensive early creature. But yeah, I'm hoping that these packs were just light. Okay, another Act of Treason. I think we're just going to keep pushing that. We have 4 creatures who eat things. Ooh, Blightning. So there's another Phyrexian Ghoul, but there's also a Blightning. Blightning's pretty strong. It's also good with Izzet Chemister. Yeah, I think we take Blightning. Another Hordling Outburst. And Pyroclasm came back, and so did Skeletonize. How much do I want to make tokens? I think pretty badly. I want to make them a lot. With 2 Fallen Angels and 2 Phyrexian Ghouls. And we've had a shot at a 3rd Phyrexian Ghoul, and we might end up taking one later. Ideally, we're not going to play like Soulbright Flamekin. Yeah. Ideally. There's another Soulbright Flamekin. I could take Notion Thief, and if we pick up Fixing, splash it. It's not the worst splash. Trumpet Blast might not be bad because, you know, if we can't pull off our sacrifice thing, we can just make a bunch of Goblin tokens. I think I take Notion Thief. We already have 1 Trumpet Blast if we really want it. Yeah, we'll take Quicksilver Dagger here. Maybe we splash it, although it's not nearly as good if you don't have, the crab. We'll take another Phalanx. Yeah, now we'll take a Skirt Commando. Haunted Fengraf, sure. Another Trumpet Blast. So ideally, we won't be playing these Phalanxes either. I'm not sure how good Frenzied Goblin will actually be in our deck either, but we'll see what happens in this last pack. Summoner's Pact. Don't think that's for us. So Pyrehound. We have a decent number of spells. Cinderstorm is just... It's definitely not premium removal. I like Mana War. You know, I like Murder of Crows. I've drafted 4 over the first 2 draft videos. Epic Confrontation's good, but I think Pyrehound's good for our deck. It's one of the cards that, like Izzet Chemister, actually cares about instants and sorceries. And I think it's better than like Balduvian Horde or Cinderstorm. It can become a win condition that doesn't involve, you know, sacrificing a bunch of stuff. So another Cinderstorm. What is this pack? Ugh. Trumpet Blast, Jackal Pup's not really for us. Vampire Lacerators, okay. Dirge of Dread. I mean, you know, it can help a Phyrexian Ghoul get through, but it's not great either. The green cards in this pack, Rancor and Kavuk Predator, are both really good, and Colossal Dreadmaw, of course, is solid. Baloth Null's nice. We could take it, and if we pick up Fixing, that's probably the best thing to do, because I'm not going to play any of these other cards. And I would play Baloth Null if I picked up some Fixing. Another Eidolon. Another Chartooth Cougar. Also another Hordling Outburst and another Perilous Myr. Shadow Mage Infiltrator. I'm going to get to play that at some point if I keep drafting. I know it. I love that card. Hordling Outburst number 4. Works well with Pyrehound. Works well with their sacrifice strategy. Yeah, sure. I do like Perilous Myr, but I think going wide is a little bit better. Also gives us another spell, while also giving us more creature density, which it's hard to satisfy both Pyrehound and Fallen Angel and Phyrexian Ghoul, but we managed to there. Okay, here's another Pyrehound. I think we take that. Yeah. Horde of the Broken Lands is fine. Ancient Craving, pretty good, but I think I'd rather take the Pyrehound. Pyrehound number 3? Niv Mizzet. I think we take Pyrehound number 3. We're just getting all the... all the Pyrehounds all of a sudden. So our deck is going to be doing sacrificing things and spell things. So with that in mind, what do we change down here? I mean, Frenzied Goblin's probably not the best place for it. Other than that, trimming is going to be tricky, but 9 spells is enough for Pyrehound, for sure. I would say. The one thing we don't have a ton of is removal. You know, I thought there was so much premium removal in this format that it wouldn't be that hard to get, but I haven't had the best luck with getting removal. We've passed a few skeletonizes, but it's not like we've passed lightning bolts or murders, you know? Like those are like the cream of the crop for our deck, and haven't seen them. Mog Flunkies, Urgrators. Yeah, we're not really going to play any of these cards. Would be kind of fun to somehow do something insane, like cast a bunch of Dark Rituals and then exile them all with Izzet Chemister and go to town. I mean, of the cards, I don't know. I think our deck is more interested in being a little defensive early, going wide, and then, you know, eating these defensive creatures in the late game when they don't matter as much than it is in, like, aggressive cards like these. But I'll take the Goblin. More likely to play it, I feel like. Unearth. What do you do for me? Skirt Commando. Phyrexian Ghoul. There's another Perilous Myr, though. I think I'd probably rather just have that. Unearth does work with Pyrehound, but Perilous Myr is pretty nice. Pyrehound number 4. We may have to trim. We just don't have that. We don't actually have that many creatures. Like, finding space for a 4th Pyrehound is trickier than you would think. Zada's a really fun build around if we could do it, but we can't. I think I take Pyrehound number 4, right? I mean, Will-O-the-Wisp is a defensive creature. I think I like it more than Cinderstorm. I don't think it'll make the cut, but okay, yeah. I mean, Kavuk Predator still being here is interesting. Another Cinderstorm. Maybe I take this one for the sideboard. I mean, we already have 2 Trumpet Blasts. Eidolon made it back. I don't think we want that. Another Cinderstorm for the sideboard. And here we take Ancient Craving, I think. That might actually make the cut. Another Skirt Commando. Don't know if either of them... I don't think either of them is going to make the cut. Man. Our deck... We just ended up with so many playables. And the 4 Pyrehounds we picked up late is kind of nuts. It's going to be tricky. Maybe we cut Chartooth Cougar. Just want to try to make this more streamlined into being cards that care about spells and or care about or help me sacrifice things, you know. That's a late Unearth that we could think about. Yeah, so we're never going to be able to activate Return Phalanx's ability, and we could think about cutting it. This isn't a format where you desperately need 2-drops, and that might just be the place to cut it, because these 3 2-drops are all just... They're just going to be better in our deck. We could side these in against really aggressive people, but that's not the most common thing in this format so far in my experience. These do block really well against aggressive decks, but I think if we cut these and we just focus on all of our cool spells and all of our sacrifice stuff, I think we'll have a pretty good deck. So yeah, I think I'd rather have the Myr, who work really well with sacrificing. Yeah, and I think this is our deck. We didn't pick up any fixing of any kind. We do have Haunted Fengraf, but, you know, it's not anything special. Yeah, I don't think we play Unearth. It is kind of fun with Perilous Myr, I guess. And it is kind of fun if you can sacrifice a Perilous Myr twice to one of our 2 sacrificey creatures. That does sound fun, but I don't think it's quite good enough for us. It can get back ghouls too, and it has cycling, so I mean, it's not like you can't do anything, but I think we're good here. 10 spells, 13 creatures. It's probably about right for a 4 Pyrehound deck. Let's take a look real quick. Again, the thing we really don't have is removal, but we can use Active Treason as removal in a lot of situations, and we have Disfigure and Skeletonize. And we can go after their hand early with Blightning, potentially. And yeah, I mean, Izzet Chemister will work here, too. This looks like a lot of... This deck looks really fun to me. So hopefully, in addition to being fun, it is successful. Yeah, and Irish Shaman kind of goes here, so we really only have 3 2-drops, but against some opponents where we feel like we're really getting run over, we can use Return to Phalanx, because it's also kind of nice to have Phyrexian Ghoul come down and have things to eat. But yeah, I mean, Hordling Outburst tokens are going to be their primary source of sustenance. I think 9/8 is a little better. We do have double black, but it's only on Fallen Angel, and we have double red all up in here. Yeah, so maybe 10/7 was right with all that double red. The double black is late. Nah, I think 9/8 is probably reasonable. I'll go with it. All right, deck looks fun. I'll see you guys in the first match. All right, going to match 1. We would like to play first. And we do not want to keep this hand. 1 land is not something we can really... So should we go down to 5? I think we probably do, which is not the best start here. But I think it's what we got to do. Maybe they'll go down to 6-2 and it won't feel as bad. I mean, if I draw a land, it's not the worst hand, because, I mean, I'd need to draw 2 in a row, and then we can... This would actually be a pretty good hand, like if it was 2 mountains, but... Okay, well, this is what we'll go with. What's on top of our library? Well, unfortunately, I think we need to put her on the bottom. Maybe we should have left her because Dusk Legion Zealot can dig us a little deeper, but I don't know. This is definitely not where we want to be. The good news is our opponent mulliganed to 6 at least, so could have been much worse. Dark Ritual into Death's Head Buzzard right away. That's aggressive. Okay, I'm going to play Dusk Legion Zealot. Okay, we can Hordling Outburst next turn, but this Death's Head Buzzard is so good against our 4 Hordling Outbursts. Oh, no. It's not good. Oh, man. Generally, it's not like an incredible card, and I wouldn't want to be Dark Ritualing into it on turn 1, but against Hordling Outburst, it is a beating. Oh. They took... Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. Well... actually, I guess we'll attack first. I could play Zach Chemister and attack too, but I think holding back the Mesmeric Fiend for now seems pretty okay. So we'll attack. So if we can kill the Death's Head Buzzard, we also kill the Mesmeric Fiend and get back Skeletonized. So that's good. Sort of. I'm going to play the Chemister here, though. Yeah, we just... Death's Head Buzzard. I mean, I may end up casting the Outburst anyway. If only because I can get it back with my Chemister at some point. Wouldn't mind, like, getting a Phyrexian Ghoul. Yeah, I think we probably just go for it with Hordling Outburst here, because if this dies, it kills his guys too. So yeah, we'll Hordling Outburst here. And we can exile it with our Izzet Chemister later. So yeah, probably should have attacked first. I'm just going to attack with Dusk Legion Zealot here. Yeah, trade, sure. I'm down to trade. Yeah. So we'll exile Hordling Outburst at the end of their turn with our Izzet Chemister. Relentless Rats. Okay, they may have a bunch of those. In fact, they probably do have a bunch of those. Since that's generally the plan. Phyrexian Ghoul would be nice. So we'll exile Hordling Outburst. right. Okay, Pyrehound, that works for me. It does mean we don't have mana up to sacrifice our Chemister, but Pyrehound will start being able to attack pretty quickly, so... We can active treason and then exile it, so that's not terrible. I wonder, they have to have something scarier than Dark Ritual into Death's Head Buzzard. Like, I mean, obviously it's working out for our opponent right here, but it's not, probably not what they were planning on doing with their Dark Ritual. But maybe it is. I mean, you know, it might end up winning them the game here, so shouldn't discount how good that is. Another land is not really what I want. I think I am going to active treason here on Relentless Rats. Makes my Pyrehound bigger. It's part of the reason I'm willing to do this. And then I can just attack with all of my creatures. Okay, so I'm not going to attack with his Chemister though, because I can exile the spell. And next turn, even next turn, it might be pretty nice to just get back Active Treason and Hordling Outburst. We'll see. Give me back my Skeleton Eyes. Trade for a Goblin. All right, and they take 5, 6, 7. All right. That drastically improves the race for us. Oh, they're doing something. Darn it. Well, so much for that plan. No longer does it drastically improve the race for us. Makes it marginally better. Death's Head Buzzard, man. Just beating me down. See, if we still had Pyrehound in play for Izzet Chemister, we'd be able to get a ton of value out of sacrificing it, but we don't, so... Ooh. Interesting. So... Can I just steal their Fallen Angel and win? I think maybe that I can. I have to do the math. I steal their Fallen Angel. I have to use this ability, so... I would steal their Fallen Angel with Active Treason, get 5 counters with Hordling Outburst, and swing for 13. Interesting. Okay, well... Okay, so we're going to cast Hordling Outburst. We're going to cast Active Treason on Fallen Angel. Our opponent provided the win condition for us. I swing for exactly 13. They're tapped out. They don't have a flying blocker. Oh, duh, I'm stupid. Well, turned into a kill spell for their scariest creature in play, so I guess I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah, I mean, now we don't just win, but we still have a board filled with goblins, and if we draw our own angel, we're in good shape. Of course, if this buzzard dies, we're in really bad shape. Yeah, Fallen Angel plus Promise of Bunray is gross. That's what white gives you access to. Red gives you access to Active Treason and stuff, but it's not nearly as good. Interestingly, it doesn't exile these. They are exiled when they're on the Chemister, but then they just go to the graveyard. Okay, well, that's something. I guess. It's another creature that dies to the all-powerful Death's Head Buzzard. Turn 1 Phyrexian Ghoul, I think, is a little scarier, especially if you have Promise of Bunray. Then, but, you know, like I said, this is working for them. Oh. Isan Shade. Okay, well. It really sucks when you mulligan to 5 and then you draw a lot of lands. It's not what you want to be doing. You need some, admittedly. Come on, attack with Isan Shade and let me block with Perilous Murder and get back Skeletonize. That's so much to ask. Another Hordling Outburst. We're just going to concede. We don't need to show them we have at least 3. Oh, I guess it would only be our second. I mean, that didn't go super well, but what do we expect? Mulliganing how we did. Sex seems so sweet, but yeah, I mean, murder is good. Just killing our poor Pyrehound. Should we bring in our Dark Rituals? No, I don't think so. I mean, the best thing we can do is just play Phyrexian Ghoul. We don't even have like 2 and a black, that many cards. So, or triple black or anything. We could go like Dusk Legion Zealot Disfigure. It's so good. I don't know when I would bring in Cinderstorm to get more of a feel for this format, but I think in like a grindier matchup, it might be reasonable because it gives you a way to take out your opponent's last few of their life. So this is all red mana. But it's not bad. I think I keep it. I mean, it has problems, but it, you know, could be worse, you know. We at least can cast Hordling Outburst and maybe Pyrehound. And if we're lucky, we'll just draw like 2 swamps. I wouldn't mind drawing 2 swamps because then that sets up Fallen Angel, Hordling Outburst shenanigans. Also Dusk Legion Zealot. So we could play this face up, but I don't think I want to. I may play it face down next turn instead of Hordling Outburst so I can save it for Pyrehound. Yeah. I mean, we do have to draw land for that to actually work out, but... See if this gets disfigured. No! Okay. That is when Diabolic Edict is good on like turn 2. It quickly becomes bad, especially against us with Hordling Outburst. But it is an instant. That's one thing it has over other effects like it. So I could steal this and sack it to itself. I think I'll save that for later. There's Hordling Outburst here. Our deck seems so sweet, but it is really, really letting us down, is what I'd say. I mean, maybe it's not as sweet as I think it is. But Promise of Bunray here would be pretty gross. No. Yeah, I'll just take it. Hey, okay, so do I cast Pyrehound here? I think I do. Their deck is kind of crazy that they have Promise of Bunray and Death's Head Buzzard. Seems sort of like a non-bow. That's part of the reason we didn't run Death's Head Buzzard is because of all of our goblins, but it worked out for them in the last game. God, stop murdering my Pyrehound. What did he ever do to you? So, should I stick 2 goblins in front of this? Let's do it. See if he eats the rats. Or just lets them... What's the trade happen here? Oh, God. Forgot God's Willing was even in this set. But it does the job there. Okay. Okay. Crap. Thinking about casting Dusk Legion Zealot here. Yeah, I think that's what I do. I'm hoping I hit a swamp so then I can play something else, but if not... We need a mountain, so we could play Act of Treason just to kill this, and I think we do. Just come over here. You know, like in the early stages of this format, it's nice to just test. Oh, interesting. He's going to let me actually do some damage with it. It's interesting to test whether or not like the certain combos you see are doable. And yeah, that's a lot of what I'm doing here so far. I mean, yesterday I tried a cycling deck. Day before I tried the horseshoe crab deck. Here I'm trying the sacrifice deck. And, I mean, this is only the first match, so it's hard to tell whether or not it's going to work out or not. But we're in okay shape, especially if we can draw a second black mana, because our opponent only has 3 cards in their hand, too, and we're going to get rid of this creature. I wish he hadn't sacrificed his fallen angel last time, so... Yes. They do run Unearth, so that may be part of the reason they're willing, like, whatever, you know. Well, we'll see. Unearth is not bad with ghouls. Wish Pyrehound only costs 3. Then I probably would have run it. We just don't have enough decent targets for it. So we're going to take 2 from these rats. I mean, we could have held on to Act of Treason to maybe do something a little more powerful, but you know, I think we're fine. Yeah, they did have what I thought they might have. So we'll play Fallen Angel. I mean, their deck is sweet, the black-white sacrifice thing. I just don't know about running Dark Ritual. That's the only thing. Yeah, we'll end our turn. So, the annoying thing is, of course, that Phyrexian Ghoul can just, like, eat these things and hit me really hard. So, setting up blocks gets to be really hard against these creatures, which is what we'd like to be doing, but it's just not what we've been doing. And our opponent has way more removal than us, which is not good for us. They've killed our win conditions on numerous occasions now. So we're just going to take all of this. I don't think we can afford to block. Chemister, huh? Well, you do block fairly well against the 2/2 at least. And then we'll play our own Phyrexian Ghoul and we'll end our turn. What can we get with our Chemister? Wardling Outburst and Act of Treason again. Those do combine well, but yeah. Yeah, this is pretty good in the deck too, in the black-white version of the deck, basically, because you can sack it and then later it can give you a spirit token too. It can do it right away, actually, right? No, only as a sorcery, actually. So no, not right away, but still. It's pretty good. Seems pretty good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, our deck really needed more removal, and we're not drawing the little bit of removal we do have. We haven't seen Disfigure. I guess we did see Skeletonize. It just got ripped out of our hand. Disfigure would be nice. So should they attack here? I think I put the Ghoul here and Izzet Chemister here, and I sack maybe the Goblin token to the Ghoul and kill this. It probably means I need to chump block the Ghoul too, actually, unfortunately, because they'll just sacrifice these creatures to it. And then we're taking 6. Maybe we can afford to take 6. Okay, well that complicates things. Okay, I think I'd rather block here. And yeah, we'll chump block with this, and we'll take 3. So I can sack my goblin to the Phyrexian Ghoul. Which will also shrink the other rats, worth noting. Yeah. Pyrehound again. I guess so, yeah. I mean, it does combo well with our Zet Chemister. We haven't been able to pull that off yet, but... And it does block. I mean, if I have to, I can trade with Dauntless Cathar or whatever, so... At this point, I would sacrifice the Dusk Legion Zealot first, though. Putting up a fight this time, at least. A little bit of one. Couldn't really get our feet under us in the last game. And we're not doing a great job of it here, but we're doing a little bit better. God. Unearth is good in their deck with all the ghouls and rats. Okay. Okay, well, we're going to do kind of the same thing we did. We're going to do this, take 3, and I'm going to sacrifice the Dusk Legion Zealots to my Phyrexian Ghoul to kill the rats this time. They're down to 1 card, so like we really need to draw something impactful. I mean, Act of Treason would actually be pretty good right now, because we can just eat a creature. So yeah, we'll sacrifice the Zealot, hopefully kill the rats. Opponent is packing some combat tricks. You know, we know they were using God's Willing, for example. So this drops us to 4. We're going to exile... that's not good. So that means we would have to sacrifice another creature. I think we just let it die. There's the combat trick we didn't want to see. Okay. The good news is I can at instant speed cast Hordling Outburst with Zet Chemister. Oh, no, I can't, because it's still going to be sorcery speed. We definitely get Hordling Outburst, though. So we can go wide enough to not die. Freed from the Real would be pretty fun on this guy. Yeah. So we basically, I think we have to lose our Chemister here if we want to try to survive. Also make this a 3/4, which is not irrelevant. So we'll cast Hordling Outburst. So now if they had Death's Head Buzzard, it would really only affect us, and that would be bad news. And then we're also going to play Phyrexian Ghoul, pretend like we have Supernatural Stamina up, I guess, and we'll end the turn. This could let us stabilize. I mean... Gives us chump blockers, more ways to make our Phyrexian Ghoul bigger. Pyrehound can now block Relentless Rats on its own. Zet Chemister has done its job. I mean, it's just our opponent has sort of had answers all over the place. Okay, so I think we block here. I think we block there. I think we block here. And do we just take 3? I mean, Supernatural Stamina kills us at this point, so I don't think we do. Okay, sacrifice Goblin. If they have another Supernatural Stamina, I'm gonna cry, so hope you're ready for that, YouTube. Because we're already, like, dead in a lot of different ways. Okay. That actually went relatively well. Question is, if they play Death's Head Buzzard now and sacrifice it? Okay, they didn't. Thank God. Not what I was hoping to see. Okay. We just have to pass turn again. There's just too much that can kill us. So we're just going to pass the turn. Try to not die. We don't have to sacrifice anything now is the good news. I mean, at least to kill Relentless Rats, we don't need to. Okay, yeah, they can kill us with that, unfortunately, so... Ooh. Yeah, now they can go really wide, so... Yeah... Okay, they're not going to go for it yet, but all they have to do... No, I guess we'd still be alive, but just barely. Okay, that helps us. We can go wide too. Makes our Pyrehound bigger. Makes our Phyrexian Ghoul more of a threat. This is all coming a little too late, but it does help us survive a little longer. This Spirit token is probably what's going to kill us. So we need Disfigure or something pretty badly. Spirit gets in there. Go to 3. And we can't really attack because he'll make so many Spirit tokens that he can pump his Phyrexian Ghoul big enough to survive basically anything. So we need like Disfigure, I guess. Crazy thing about this is it doesn't say non-token creature. Seems like it should. Most effects like that do. It's any creature. If any creature you control dies, you get to do crazy stuff. See, if it weren't for Zet Chemister, we would just be dead. So he's trying to help, and he's been fun, but he hasn't been able to do enough. Okay. Okay. We can take the Spirit and sacrifice it. I think that's our best move, because we need to kill it. He'll just sack it to his own guy so that he can get the 4 Promise of Bunrei tokens here. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So they still won't be able to kill us. They'll be able to knock us to 1. Yeah. So they'll get their Promise of Bunrei tokens here, which are weird colorless Spirit tokens. Pyrehound does get bigger, but it doesn't really matter. See, this is sort of what I envision the deck doing, but it's doing it when we're at 2 life. So it's not... it's a little too late, I think. Too little too late. If he just attacks with everything here... or has a kill spell. If he has a kill spell, we're dead, right? So they have 7 attackers and we have 6 blockers. No attacks. It gives us more time to try to figure something out. Well, another creature doesn't hurt. Are we just delaying the inevitable? I don't... Probably. What I really don't want to draw right now is Ancient Craving, because I can't even cast it. Normally I would be like, this would be a great time to draw Ancient Craving, but we're at 2, so not so much. Okay. I do think this deck, because of Promise of Bunrei, can be more explosive, but this one, with the ability to turn removal spells into... Well, we're just going to throw a Goblin in front of that. The ability to turn steal spells into removal spells is nice, but it's not as explosive as Promise of Bunrei can be. I cursed myself. Oh, man. So, 1, 2, 3, 4... they have 8 attackers, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we're just dead. Yeah. So let's just cast Ancient Craving, huh? No. They may decide not to attack us. They may be afraid to. And that's the only reason I'm not scooping. I don't know why they would be afraid to. Well, they are, though. So, sure. Throw another Goblin in front of that. I mean, I do have 2 cards in my hand, and they have control of the board by a substantial margin, so there's no reason for them to, like, risk the, the fact that I could have a removal spell or something. All these Pyre Hounds are sweet, but it'd be way sweeter if I could actually cast this Ancient Craving. So, still have 6 blockers and they have 8 attackers. That means 2 gets through. So, if they attack us with everything, we're dead. Hopefully they're afraid of what we may have in our hand. Okay, well, if they sacrifice that, well, it can just kill us next turn, so... that's a problem. That's not going to do enough. It's great that it pumps all our Pyre Hounds and everything, but it doesn't matter. So, it's nice that it makes them discard cards, but again, we're at 2, so... The deck came, so it sort of coalesced there at the end of this game. We'll see if we can do this a little earlier than, turn 18 next time. And then we're just going to cast Ancient Craving because we're dead. It's hilarious. Okay, so we have huge creatures in play, but yeah, it doesn't matter. What is he doing? Just doing that for fun? I mean, I'm going to die to my own spell here. Okay. We drew 3 lands there, which seems fitting. All right. Well, hopefully do a little better in the next match. I think our deck showed some of its potential there late, and hopefully we can tap into that a little sooner. All right. We would like to play first here in our second match. Oh, again? Okay, down to 6. All right, that is actually a pretty reasonable hand. We do need double red for Hordeling Outburst, so I guess I'll leave it. This is probably the best hand we've had so far, right? Which is a little sad, but I think that's what we're looking at. The question is, do we play Perilous Myr early, or do we wait to play it until it's a board state where it can really be a nuisance? Because right now, if I play it and they kill it, I mean, I guess they're using a kill spell on it, and I'm doing 2 to them, so I guess I shouldn't be too upset. Yeah, we'll just play it. It can definitely wreak havoc on board states when they have like an X1 that we can block like that. Oh, yeah, okay. Do we just go for Blightning here? I think we do. Let's do it. Then Pyre Hound next turn. Probably just discard a couple lands, but obviously the 2-for-1 is worth it. No, they discarded Death's Head Buzzard and Bloodhunter Bat. Okay. So yeah, they discarded those things. Mishra's Factory. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't mind drawing 7 cards. So we can block this, but it doesn't actually do that much for us at this point. I mean, we'd kill it and do 2 to our opponent. Is that worth it? Nah. Okay, so we're going to play Pyre Hound here. And we'll end our turn. Bloodhunter Bat, sure. Okay, so we're going to cast Hordeling Outburst. I'm trying to decide... If I hold on to these 2 cards in my hand, my opponent's kind of more likely to sacrifice their Magus. But yeah, I think I'm just going to play it. We'll end our turn. So Perilous Myr is pretty good right now because I can block anything and kill Bloodhunter Bat with it. And if I draw one of my sacrifice things, that's what I would do. Sacrifice your mages, man. Come on. It'll be fine. Okay, interesting. Well, I am just gonna block here. See what happens. Okay, so that happens, and then this happens. So we get a 2-for-1. We do go down to 11. Oh. Ouch. So they were playing, that's why they were so aggressive. Living Death, that is nasty. Oh my god, yeah, with these Bloodhunter Bats and Zulaport Cutthroat, that is savage. Okay. Well, we're dead. Not going so well for us. Living Death. So that's something to keep in mind next time, I guess. Block more aggressively. At least, like we could have blocked the 3. Like he was attacking there because he didn't care whether his creatures died, basically, and we could have blocked the 3/3 with our 3/4, for example, and we didn't. So, yeah, we're just gonna go 0-2 drop here. We might. I would like to play first. Okay. I think this is okay. I mean, we obviously really need to draw a mountain, but we have Phyrexian Ghoul and Ire Shaman, which we can cast. We need to draw 2 mountains even. Okay. Ancient Craving should help with that. Cast his face down, because if we draw a mountain, it's going to be pretty sweet. Playing the Ghoul, I mean, I guess that would have been even sweeter. Okay, so this can do it only during your turn. Yeah, so good. I think we play Pyrehound here. And end our turn. Chupacabra. Guessing it goes after Pyrehound, yeah. I'm gonna play another Pyrehound. How do you like that? Yeah, they clearly first picked Living Death and then took every card with an Enter the Battlefield ability. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty nasty. Okay, we're gonna take 4. Is it Morphin time or... No, I think I play Phyrexian Ghoul here. Next turn I can Act of Treason. It's better to go wide though. Maybe it is. I think it probably is. So yeah, we'll do Hordeling Outburst instead. So the idea of killing Ravenous Chupacabra isn't very appealing when I know my opponent has Living Death. I'm just going to take 2. Luckily, it doesn't hit very hard, so we can be fairly... Ooh, Spike Shot Goblin, that's fun. Can I do something really sweet with Spike Shot Goblin if I steal it? Yes. But I needed to draw... Yeah, I can't do it right away. I think we do this. Yeah. Play that mountain. Play Phyrexian Ghoul. And end our turn. We could attack with this, but it doesn't really seem worth it. Nah. So what we can do is active, well, he'll probably use the ability in response, actually. No, we'll still be able to do it because it'll untap. So we can use Active Treason, steal Spike Shot Goblin, kill Humble Defector, and sacrifice the Spike Shot Goblin to our Phyrexian Ghoul. Which is pretty good. Pretty good. I think. This has been an interesting experiment, at least. We kind of built both a Pyrehound deck and a Sacrifice deck, both of which I think are real archetypes here. Yeah, kill your own Humble Defector. That makes sense. That's why it's good in this deck, too, because you can tap it and then sacrifice it. So you get to draw the cards, and then your opponent never gains control of it. Disfigure, okay. Probably should have sacrificed it. Yeah, that's definitely what I should have done. It would have made a marginal difference, at least. Bloodhunter Bat joins the fray. So now I probably steal the bat, I think. Okay. Another Blightning. I don't know. This goblin's still a problem is the thing. But this is probably more of one, right? I mean, it can just outright kill us. This skeleton's pretty annoying because it can block Phyrexian Ghoul, but I think we just take the bat here. Yeah. And I think we attack with both of these. Just kidding. Just the bat. Drop them to 20, sacrifice it. Of course, if they have Living Death, this is going to not be so good. And then we're going to cast Blightning. Mishra's Factory and Swamp is the one card they're clutching to Living Death. We have two, I guess we have several Pyrehounds in our graveyard. 2 Pyrehounds and an Ire Shaman. So it wouldn't be a huge deal. Okay, so I think I'm going to block now. Yeah, we'll block. And we'll sacrifice Goblin. Okay, so we can sacrifice another one, but it would still die, so there's not really a point. I guess if I sacrifice another one, it at least kills the Chupacabra. Yeah, okay. Since we have another Hordling Outburst, I think that works out okay. Wait, what? What? Oh, because of the stack. God, that was stupid. Go me. Misplayed. Okay. Well, we're going to play Dusk Legion Zealot. I think we're going 0-2 drop, not even winning a game. That one... And this one I made that pretty awful mistake. I mean, there are worse things. Ooh. I think I play the Chemister here. It can already exile something, so that is relevant. Yeah, they're going to kill my Dusk Legion Zealot. Okay, so we're going to block the Chupacabra here. And we could go, I think we go with Hordling Outburst first. How about that? We're going to cast Hordling Outburst. Can we stabilize? I don't know. What do they have? Diabolic Edict? If they have that, then I sacrifice this and make 3 more Goblin tokens, I guess. I think we take Act of Treason before we do Blightning at this stage of the game. This card has been sweet. I don't regret first picking it. It has been tons of value for us. So it's kept us alive a lot later in games we had no business in being alive in. So there's that. Yeah, I think the problem with my decks the last 2 days hasn't really been sort of the core of the deck. It's been a lack of removal, basically. That's our big problem. We just run into situations where it's very difficult for us to win because we just have no removal to speak of. So we have a little. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but our opponents have had way more. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, so we go to 6. Those Bloodhunter bats, especially in a deck with Living Death, are pretty gross. Okay, so we're going to get another Hordeling Outburst. Okay. We're going to cast another Hordeling Outburst. We can also cast Ancient Craving, but that seems really stupid, especially because they can just kill us with 3 damage. So, yeah. We're going to be dead pretty soon. We only have 2 removal spells, but we basically never drew them. And that hurts even more. Like, our deck doesn't have much removal, but never drawing the few that you have is not good. So, in case you didn't know. So do we get another Hordeling Outburst, or do we go for Act of Treason? Oh god, what are they casting? Wow. Wow. We just lost to Plague Wind. People can cast Plague Wind in this format, apparently. Yeah, we lose. Okay, so we O2'd. Not what you want to be doing. But yeah, I mean, I think our deck had some really sweet interactions, but in this format, like, synergy is there and it matters, but our deck would have been better if it was just like a pile of good black and red cards that had like Lightning Bolts and Murders, like two each of those would have been better than what we ended up with, even though what we ended up with was pretty sweet. So 0-2 doesn't feel good, but hopefully we'll do a little better tomorrow, see if we can actually get some removal. So thanks for watching.